Welcome to the reaction show for the Rank 'em Podcast, where we will discuss our lists. We ranked our favorite board games. Zach and I in lockstep from 3 through 1.
Yep.
That's fucked up.
That's a little messed up. I'm weirded out by that.
Yeah, and then Don rocking Risk at number 1, which I'm all about.
I mean, if you guys, it makes sense that you guys kind of have the same board game stuff. Again, the same reason that you had a lot of similar like TV shows from the 90s. You grew up in the same house.
It's fair, but
Like you had the same board games at home.
Correct.
You played the same board games at your grandma's house.
Yep.
You watched the same TV shows at your grandma's house. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
it does. But it's
I haven't
weird.
played Risk in forever.
Oh, yeah, I
Now
played
I'm
Risk
sitting
since
here
Nom.
like, I need to carve out some time to play Risk.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You have to carve out a week.
I want to play Risk, but
I don't want
I get so angry every time I
Yeah.
play Risk.
blood
because
pressure
I
gets
don't-
up and-
I don't like losing.
Right.
And Risk, most of the time, you're going to lose. Depending on who you're playing against. Like, Marcus is really, really good at Risk. And so he just would roll me almost every time. I think in that probably 50 games of Risk that the three of us played, I might have outright won one of them. And outright tied maybe 15 times.
But
Where me and Paul would be like, let's just take out Marcus. And then once he's done, I'd be like, I'm just going to retreat into Australia. And he could never take Australia because I just had like 300 people in Australia. I mean, he could maybe do it eventually, but I'm going to
it's
make
gonna
this
take a
game
while,
last
right.
10 hours. You give me Australia, you can have the rest of the world.
right.
Is usually my tie.
That's a fair tie. I mean,
It's a good treaty. Good treaty, John.
right.
Good trade.
You're like I got the Outback. You
But-
can have the whole rest of the planet.
But it
Right.
seems like there are never any good trades in Monopoly. No matter what you do, like when I think I'm trying to meet you in the middle, you're like, no,
Give me
no, fuck
300
you.
bucks on top
like,
of
give me
it.
$6,000 more. I'm like, no, you motherfucker. Like, I'm trying to meet you in the fucking middle.
I'm going to lose money on... Well, and then
I'm giving you a Monopoly. I'll have a Monopoly. Yeah, but your Monopoly's on the green and mine's on the orange. I don't give a fuck. You have, like, it's easier for you to build houses and shit on that. Give me a fucking Monopoly. No. And like, okay, fuck you. The rest of the game, all I'm doing is going to fucking ruin you.
Well, usually, so
I'm
it's like...
vengeful. I'm a petty dick.
You can land on my houses, and for the first 3 times that you do it, I will charge you $1 rent the first 3 times you land on my house. Okay. Or I'll charge you $1 until the next person gets eliminated. Stuff like that.
Right.
Because you have to charge them something.
No, I don't want to do. Okay, well, guess what, motherfucker? You're going
You're
down.
paying full fucking
sleeping,
price.
and you're going to sleep on the goddamn couch tonight too. Fuck. And then I want to play it more and more and more and more. And more.
See, I don't want to play it more and more and more.
So
I like being angry.
a couple episodes ago, you have talked about, you're like, if this is what heroin feels like, I understand why people do it. See, this is the opposite side of that. This is what addiction does to you.
I gotta get my shit together and kick this stuff.
But also,
Wait, you
fuck
never
you,
did.
Erica. You can't have my goddamn park place.
Oh, you can have fucking Park Place, but you're gonna
pay for
You're gonna
it.
give me
You're
good
gonna
shit
fucking
for it.
pay for it,
Right? And then nobody ever wants to fucking like everybody wants to trade, but nobody wants to trade. Everybody wants to be a blank, but nobody wants to be a
I was
blank.
just thinking, of Chappelle Show.
I was thinking that as
Everybody
well.
wants
I was
to
like,
trade,
oh, God,
but ain't nobody wants to trade.
the Rankin podcast just got canceled. How about that?
Everybody want to be a blank, and ain't nobody want to be a blank.
Oh, my gosh.
True fact, though. Everybody wants
yeah.
to trade, but nobody wants to trade.
Right. I mean, it's just like fantasy football. Well, I really need to make my team better. Well, then give me Julio Jones, and I will give you Saquon Barkley. Well, then, no, I'm not going to give you Julio Jones. Then I won't have the best. I won't have a top 5 receiver if I do that. Well, you have
That's
to
what
give
it's going
some-
to. That's what it's
right.
going to cost.
I mean,
That's-
obviously,
that's what I
Julio
want.
for Saquon would be a steal if you could get Saquon out of that. But
Right, but
You got what I want. I got what you need.
everybody
son.
everybody plays Monopoly like they play Madden, and you just want to click force trade anyway. Like you're like, I want Patrick Mahomes in exchange for my backup kicker and a second round pick, and
Well,
the Chiefs
too
are like
fucking
Right,
bad.
the Chiefs are like, no, and like force trade. Like, no,
Chiefs are like, oh, well, good. It's like the the dude. I referenced it a little bit earlier, but it's like the dude from Dances with Wolves. Good trade. When he trades the hat for the vest for his little beads.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Dances with Wolves?
No.
I don't think I've seen Dances with
You haven't
Wolves
seen Dances with Wolves?
in its entirety. And the last time I watched any of it, it was a long damn time ago. Dances with Wolves is the exact same movie as Avatar, except it's with Indians instead of blue people.
That is incorrect, sir. There is no unobtainium in Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, it's a continent that they're trying to get. And there's all these damn indigenous folks in the way. Please, for the love of God, do not clip that.
It's
There's all these goddamn indigenous people.
I like
in the
what
way.
Nazi Germany's doing. I'm siding with Hitler. Got all these indigenous people in the way.
Yeah, so like I'm just gonna disappear for a while.
Gotta make
And
that my ringtone.
he got these damn indigenous folk.
Zach even runs for like fucking school board. That's coming out. Zach runs for political. Goddamn indigenous people, get down the fucking way. All right, Zach. Yeah.
All right,
Think
so
that's-
That's what does it
a-
for you.
So what other? Let me just look real quick through here.
5.
The only one. So one that I didn't bring up because at that point I already had 3 honorable mentions was Categories.
See, I haven't played that in long enough to even remember if there's a board game,
Right.
Or if there's a board game. Or
Write it on paper. Everybody gets like a little card slip.
you know what's the best like board game without a board? Boulder Dash.
Boulder Dash is fun.
Boulder Dash is a hoot.
We're gonna go look through your board games and figure out one to play. We're gonna play Clue.
I thought we were playing Clue so Garrett could beat you like a redheaded stepchild.
No, there's a hockey game that starts in 20 minutes that is very important that I'm not going to play.
You got money
but the
on it
first
or what?
3 periods aren't important.
it's the 5th overtime that they get you.
Right.
I mean, it is.
We can set up a table in the living room
No, we
and watch it at the
cannot.
same
We can
time.
discuss it.
That's like wanting to watch all 500 laps of the Daytona 500.
That's
No,
not what
I'll-
the 500 stands for.
I'll get it. It's 500 miles. It's like wanting to watch all 200 laps of the Daytona 500. No, you can tune in at lap
We can play
193.
during intermission. How about that? It's a 20-minute intermission. We can start during intermission. That's the best deal you're going to get, Todd.
Thanks for listening to the Rankin Podcast.
Everybody
we did
wants to trade.
board games. Zach's here at Zach Seawright. H is for hate. Garrett's here. 2 R's, 2 T's. Can't see. I'm at Donnie_G on the Twitters. At Rankin Podcast. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.